Hidden in dusty chapels, sealed behind ancient altars, and guarded by forgotten prayers, there exist relics that even the most devout Catholics have never heard of. Relics said to bleed, to whisper, to shield, not as myths, but as living echoes of heaven touching earth. They are not displayed in grand museums. They are not shouted from the rooftops. They lie in silence, waiting for the few who still believe in mystery. Today we unveil 7 Catholic relics you didn't even know existed, and the hidden powers they still carry, waiting to be discovered, if you dare to look closer. Number 7. The Belt of the Virgin Mary, the protector of mothers. Legend tells us that after her Assumption, the Blessed Virgin Mary gifted her belt, known as the Holy Cincture, to Saint Thomas the Apostle, the very same Thomas who once doubted Christ's resurrection. This act was more than a farewell. It was a tender assurance to all who struggled to believe in the unseen mysteries of heaven. The relic was later brought to the East and eventually found its resting place in Prato, Italy, where it has been venerated for over 1,000 years. Medieval knights would pray before it before embarking on crusades. Queens and commoners alike sought its blessing during childbirth, believing the Virgin's maternal care would safeguard both mother and child. To this day, the belt is displayed with solemn ceremony. Pilgrims report feeling an inexplicable peace and protection, especially those facing the fears of pregnancy, illness, or spiritual uncertainty. In a world that fears suffering, this simple belt teaches us that God's maternal love wraps invisibly around every fearful heart. Number 6. The Holy Thorn, a fragment of the crown of thorns. The crown of thorns placed on Christ's head is perhaps the most potent symbol of his passion. After the crucifixion, it was carefully preserved, and by the medieval era, small fragments had been distributed across Europe. In the quiet cathedral of Andria, Italy, one such thorn resides, and it carries a hidden marvel. When Good Friday coincides with March 25th, the traditional date of the Annunciation, this thorn is said to bleed, exuding droplets that astonish the faithful. This miraculous phenomenon has been recorded for centuries, baffling skeptics and inspiring devotion. It is as if heaven itself insists that the mysteries of the Incarnation and the Passion, God becoming man, and God suffering for man, are eternally entwined. The holy thorn is not a relic that shouts. It is a thorn that bleeds when the world needs reminding that salvation is both a gift and a wound. Number 5. The Holy Stairs, the steps touched by Christ himself. Brought from Jerusalem to Rome in the 4th century by St. Helena, the mother of Emperor Constantine, the Scala Sancta, or Holy Stairs, are believed to be the very steps that Jesus ascended during his trial before Pontius Pilate. Each marble step bears the stains of history, with some even said to bear drops of Christ's own blood. The faithful ascend the stairs only on their knees, whispering prayers and offering sacrifices. Over the centuries, countless saints, including Saint Charles Borromeo and Saint Therese of Lisieux, have climbed these steps in penance. Those who ascend them testify that an invisible grace descends upon the soul, a profound awareness of Christ's silent suffering and his infinite mercy. The holy stairs remind us that sometimes the greatest ascent is made not with the feet, but with a heart bowed low in humility. Number 4. The Staff of Saint Joseph, the guardian's silent strength. Hidden within the sanctuary of Saint Joseph in Enna, Sicily, lies a wooden staff attributed to Saint Joseph himself. Tradition holds that this staff miraculously bloomed with lilies, a biblical symbol of purity, as a divine sign that Joseph was chosen by God to be the protector of the Holy Family. Unlike relics that dazzle with grandeur, the staff of Saint Joseph whispers of quiet endurance, silent courage, and unwavering obedience. Many pilgrims, especially men seeking to be better fathers, husbands, and workers, come to pray before the staff. They do not ask for worldly success, but for the hidden strength to carry burdens silently, as Joseph did, trusting entirely in God's plan even when it remains unseen. In an age that glorifies noise and spectacle, the staff teaches that true greatness often walks with silent, sturdy steps. Number 3. The blood of Saint Januarius, the liquid miracle. The dried blood of Saint Januarius, housed in Naples, defies natural explanation. Preserved in a sealed vial, It liquefies several times a year during public ceremonies, most notably on his feast day, September 19th. When the blood liquefies, the city rejoices, believing it signals divine favor. But when it fails to do so, as in 1527, 1939, and 1980, disaster often follows, from plague to war to earthquake. Scientists have studied the phenomenon for decades, proposing theories involving thixotropic gels, but none fully explain it. For the faithful, the message is clear. The saints are alive, and God's providence is real. St. January's blood is a living sermon, reminding the world that the line between the natural and the supernatural is thinner than we dare to imagine. Number 2. The chains of St. Peter, bonds that set the church free. Two chains, one from St. Peter's imprisonment in Jerusalem and another from his captivity in Rome, were once separated by miles and decades. Yet when Pope Leo I held them side by side in the 5th century, according to tradition, they miraculously fused into a single chain, inseparable by any earthly force. Today, these chains are venerated in the Basilica of San Pietro in Vincoli in Rome. They are a powerful symbol of paradox. The man who was bound in iron would become the rock upon which Christ built his church. Pilgrims kneel before these chains, not to venerate imprisonment, but to celebrate freedom, the freedom that comes from surrendering all to Christ, even at the cost of earthly liberty. The chains whisper a secret the world forgets, that true power comes not from dominion, but from holy submission. Number 1. The sword of Saint Michael the Archangel, heaven's silent warrior. In the rugged mountain of Monte San Angelo in southern Italy, an ancient shrine stands guard over an invisible relic, a sword-shaped formation where Saint Michael the Archangel is said to have appeared in the 5th century. Unlike other relics, no physical sword remains. Instead, the entire cave is considered sacred, as if the very air within it was cut and consecrated by heaven's mightiest warrior. Pilgrims who journey to this sacred spot report feeling a mysterious strength enter their souls, a courage to battle inner demons, temptations, and fears. Saint Michael's sword is unseen, yet its power is felt wherever the faithful cry out for protection. It reminds us that we are never alone in the invisible battles that shape our eternal destiny. These hidden relics, scattered across the world like seeds of grace, invite us to step beyond the visible into the mystery of faith. They do not demand belief through force or spectacle. They wait quietly for hearts humble enough to see with the eyes of the soul. In a time when many seek only what dazzles the senses, the Church quietly offers these relics as silent doorways into eternity, whispering, "Be not afraid. Heaven is closer than you think."